All right, you guys asked for it. Here's more things I do as a type A mom that maybe a type B or C mom couldn't relate to. And before I dive in, I just want to say, I'm not saying that this is the right way to do things or the best way to do things. This is just how I do things. This is just how my brain works and how I function. And so I'll just share what I'm doing. Okay, first up, we do assigned seating for all meals in our house. And by assigned, I mean every kid has a seat and they always sit in that seat. And so we typically eat at our counter. And so it goes oldest to youngest. The youngest is always closest to me, mom, because she's always dropping things and needs help. But everybody is always sitting in their seat. We do not mix seats. This helps with fighting, honestly, but it's just so much easier because when I make meals, I'll typically put their plates out before they sit down and I just know where they're sitting. This one I feel like most people are doing, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. The kids' closets and my closet are organized by type of clothing. So for example, all the t-shirt dresses are hung up together. All the tank top dresses are together. All of the zip-up sweaters are together. Everything is put together in their closets if it's being hung up. And then if it's in a drawer, every drawer has an assigned type of clothing. So this drawer is pants. This one is shorts. This is long sleeves. This is short sleeves. You get the idea. I feel like maybe most people do this, but like maybe they don't. Our pantry is not the most organized thing by any means, mostly because the kids are always rummaging through it. And so it's really not worth my time to keep it super organized. But we do keep all kid stuff on the bottom two shelves so they can reach it. So all kid things are accessible to children. All adult things live high up so the kids can't get them. Obviously, if they go get a stool, which sometimes they do, they could reach them, but most often they are just reaching for their snacks anyways. We keep things pretty organized in our kitchen, and so everything has a home. We have a drawer that is solely for kids' plates, cups, all that stuff. We have a drawer that is solely for lunch boxes and lunch containers, and so we keep that separate from Tupperware, for example. And so there's one drawer that is just solely kids' lunch stuff. Now, if I was going to recommend one that you maybe adopt or try out in your home, this would be one of them. We have 4 kids, and so obviously there's a lot of fighting. They're all 8 and under, so they're very close in age. And so in order to avoid fighting about certain things, definitely not everything, we've assigned days. So on odd days, 2 of the kids get to pick the TV show. They do it together. On even days, the other 2 get to pick. On odd days, the odd people get to get on the bus first. On even days, the even people get on the bus first. So far, this works out because my 2 oldest go to school together and they're odd even, and my 2 youngest go to school together and they are odd even. And so it just mitigates fighting about who's getting on the bus first, who is picking up the TV show. I don't want to hear about it. I just want us to get to school on time, and so this works. But you could probably do this for anything. Who gets in the car first? Who gets out of the car first? Who takes Tubby first? You know, odd and even days. I did it by their birth year or birth date, but you can just make it up. You can just make up who's odd and even. This one makes me laugh a little bit, but we do have a system for gifting. And so Christmas time, for example, we have a strategy. We have a spreadsheet and we also have a strategy. Every kid gets the same amount of gifts and similar budget, typically. Older kids, pricier products, but still. And we adopted that method, and I think I just heard it on here, which is something they want, something they need, something to wear, something to read. So something fits in one of those categories, and that's how we gift. And I've kind of taken that to birthdays as well. So for their birthdays, they'll get something that they really, really want. Then they get something to wear. So like a really fun t-shirt with Moana on it, whatever. And then something to read for their birthday. And so we always do that for all the kids. And so every birthday, everything, it always just kind of feels fair. Not that they really care, and I don't think they even realize this is happening, but it also just helps me budget and not overspend for anything. I will also say for birthday parties we're invited to, I have a formula, okay? I buy a simple modern water bottle for all the kids. I'll show you one right here. They almost always have a character on them. This is Peppa Pig. I ask my kids, what is your friend like? They say Star Wars. I say, great. Baby Yoda water bottle it is. Perfect. And then typically a book. I almost always give a book or something that is age appropriate along those lines. So that way it's not just junk, but that's my go-to. So one of the things we really do in our house is we have a lot of routines, and that's not just for me, that's also for the kids, and it just keeps us moving in the right direction. So for example, when they wake up, they're really not supposed to come out of their room until their bed is made and their clothes are on. Obviously, if they have to pee or something like that, or they need me, they can, but otherwise, get dressed, make your bed, then you can come out of your room, and the first stop is always the bathroom. We are brushing teeth, we are brushing hair, and we do all of that before we come downstairs for breakfast. So all of my kids have to kind of check those boxes before we eat breakfast. And then after breakfast, similar, when they are done, they need to put their water bottle in their backpack. They need to make sure their backpack is all packed. They get their jacket, and then right before we head out the door, shoes on, before they do anything else, because sometimes they're done early and they can like go play or something. Not until all that's done. Again, this just keeps us moving. I have 4 kids to get on the bus and out the door by a certain time. And so these structures and these routines are not something I do on a Saturday morning, okay? But during my weekdays, we are pretty structured and organized. And my kids know. I will look at them and say, hey, have you forgotten something? And they go, oh, I should have put my water bottle in my backpack. They know the routines, and this just keeps us on time. It just keeps us going. Anyways, these are just some things I'm doing. Not for any reason other than they make our lives run smoother and they work for me and our family. But if you want to hear more routines, systems, etc., let me know.